So slow down, and I focus on the inner being that I am. I am a being of light, shining in the center of the forehead. This body is separate. I, the inner being, am separate. I existed before the body took shape, and I will continue to exist even after the body finishes. No beginning, no end. I, the eternal spirit, and in this awareness of who I truly am, my thoughts focus on the divine, a being of light, the Supreme. From the source of love, the waves of love reach out I absorb these within myself. And the waves of love reach out further and further afield, and the power of love surrounds the world. And the power of God's love heals. Souls have been carrying the burden of sorrow for a long time. And God's love removes the burden and heals the pain. The power of God's love melts the heart so that the heart can forgive and let go. And the soul feels liberation. Holding on to the things of the past has been a burden that I did not realize. And the power of God's love allows me to remove that burden and be able to forgive and become free. God's love touches souls and they continue on their journey, feeling the power of God's company. I hold peace and love. And my thoughts return to the physical dimension. But I carry this experience with me. And this experience impacts my thinking, my speaking, and my doing. Om Shanti.
खुशियों की सुंदर झील में जीवन कमल मुस्काएगा। सब सौंप दो प्यारे प्रभु को। उसकी अमानत है, अपनी समझ लेना अमानत में खयानत है जो भी तेरे पास सब उसकी अमानत है, अपनी समझ लेना अमानत में ये मान ले सब कुछ तेरा हो जाएगा। सब कुछ तेरा ये मान ले सब कुछ तेरा हो जाएगा। चिंता सभी मिट जाएगी और मन विमल हो जाएगा। सब सौंप दो प्यारे प्रभु को। हो जाएगा कल्याण करता चल तेरा खुद ही भला हो जाएगा। आजाद हो पिंजरे से पंछी फिर निकल उड़ जाएगा। सब सौ सरल हो जाएगा, खुशियों की सुंदर झील में जीवन कमल मुस्काएगा। सब सौंप दो प्यारे प्रभु को।
Om Shanti. Let's sit in Baba's remembrance for some time first. Keep your body still and calm. As I sit still, I become aware that there are two dimensions. The material and the spiritual. In the material dimension, there is this body, all the things, all the bodies around me. There is a constant play going on there. The material dimension is constantly changing. There is sound, different kinds of sounds there. I gently withdraw my energy, my attention from the material and bring it to myself, the soul, the spirit. I become aware of myself as pure light. I am a being of purity. I am an actor in this world. very distinct, very different from this material world. I belong to a different dimension, to the spiritual dimension. I belong to the sweet home of souls, to the Supreme Father. I am pure, the child of the ocean of purity, and I come from that home of purity. My vibration, my truth, my resonance is very different from that of the material world. In this moment, I am fully aware of myself as a pure being. Very clean, very pure, pure intentions, pure heart, genuine love. No trace of impurity in me. I sit in this awareness of myself as a pure being. And I look at the world as a detached observer. I'm sitting on my seat of purity. And witnessing my body, everything around me. There is no reaction, no judgment. I just see everything. I know it's a play. I know it's an ever-changing drama. I move through every scene of the drama in a detached manner. I witness, I respond, but stay clean. Nothing outside creates ripples inside. I move through this drama my purity intact. Just sit in this beautiful awareness of moving through the drama as a detached observer. Om Shanti. So, this is, you see, whatever is happening in the material dimension, we don't have much control over it because that is a product of collective consciousness in the past. So we are constantly, every soul in this planet is constantly creating thoughts, words, and actions. There is a constant flow of energy, and every energy, you know that everything has an equal and opposite reaction. Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So the universe is also responding to this collective consciousness we are creating. So it's been 5,000 years approximately that we have been around, and a little less than 5,000 years. But then in all these 5,000 years, we have been thinking, we have been speaking, we have been doing, and all that is creating the circumstances outside. So I probably told you that whatever you are doing in terms of thought, word, and act is creating your state of health, both mental and physical. It is creating the circumstances around you. If they are favorable or unfavorable is decided by those actions. And it is also creating the quality of people around you. So the quality of relationships. So whatever we have sown up until now is what explains the condition of our relationships, the condition of the situations around us, and the condition of our physical and mental health. So we do not have much control over that because that is something that is a byproduct of what we created in the past. And it's not just personal karma, but it's also collective karma. So it's according to time and according to how everybody around us is also behaving. So we are part of the universe and we are travelers in time. So there is the time element, there is the collective karma of everybody, and then there is my personal karma. So These three things are responsible for circumstances, for behaviors, for people around us, and then the state of physical and mental well-being. Now, all this we do not have much control over and much choice about. So, if today I think that why is this situation outside like this, or why is there an economic slump, or why is this kind of natural problems coming up, or climatic change coming up, we are not in a position to control that. So even if we question that, it's like banging your head against the wall. So, what we need to understand is whatever is the drama outside, it has to be accepted. So, you know that there is this expression, go with the flow. Now, what does go with the flow mean? So, there is a flow. There is a flow, and even if you question it constantly and every minute, that flow stays. So, the drama has a flow. There is a flow of the universe, and that flow cannot be questioned, or even if we question it, it is of no use. So, what do you do is you go with the flow. That is, when sometimes, people think that go with the flow means that you surrender, and surrender means you don't act. So, you just sit back and relax. So, Baba says, no, surrender means you don't react, but you act. So, no reaction does not mean no action. No reaction means no action that is not fruitful. So, if you keep questioning why is this like this or why is that like that, then you are acting in the wrong direction. So, you are asking questions which are probably there are no answers to, or if there are answers, that doesn't change how it is. So, what we need to understand is we have to be proactively engaging in every scene with complete surrender and with complete wisdom. So, when you don't question what is, that is an act of surrender. So, you keep surrendering and then also keep responding to the best of your knowledge and capacity. So, when we say go with the flow, this expression has its origin in, so, if there is a flow of water and then you just insert your hand and you want your hand to move with the water, then you have to match the speed of your hand with the speed of the flow of water, and only then will ripples not be formed. If you move it slower, there will be ripples. If you move it faster, there will be ripples. So you have to adjust the speed of the movement of your hand with the speed of the movement of water. That is when we say go with the flow. So what you do is you adjust the speed and the quality of and the quantity of your thoughts, words, and actions with the flow of drama. So there is a drama, there is a scheme of things outside. And when we adjust our speeds, quality, and quantity of thoughts according to the speed of the drama or the flow of the drama, when we speak what is required according to the scene of the drama, or we act according to that, then that is called going with the flow. So Baba says, you should always know that. So the meditation that we just did is about sitting on that seat of being a detached observer, observing everything in a detached fashion, understanding that I do not have control over that stuff, and then deciding how do I respond to everything while not getting emotional about it or not reacting to it with any kind of negative emotions. Now you see, this emotional thing. So there is this very beautiful word, dispassionate. So you can go about life in a very dispassionate manner, which is you can be in every scene, do what it requires you to, but not get emotional, just stay in pure feelings. So when you are not getting emotional, it doesn't mean that you are getting dry or robotic. So you can have pure feelings of love, faith, purity, hope, peace while conducting yourself, but you are not letting the other emotions, that is expectation or disappointment or the other stuff, to overwhelm you. So it's, you are moving through life not in an overwhelming fashion, but in a very dispassionate and very anchored within your pure feelings. So that is the way we want to move through life, in a detached observer fashion. That is, you observe everything, you are detached, and then you are responding as well. So if you are in that place within yourself, that seat of a detached observer, then you don't ask these questions of why, what, when, how, yes, or how dare they, or how dare it. So you don't ask these questions, you just do what is required by understanding it is what it is. So, do you understand that we do not have control over mostly anything external? So, you can only choose how to respond to it, but you do not really have any control over anything. So, if children are not studying, they are not listening to you, or the spouse is not behaving the way you expected them to behave, or your friends are not behaving the way you want them to behave, there is nothing you can do about it. So you have to accept, and then you have to renegotiate how you want to be in this changed circumstance. So sometimes, circumstances change abruptly. So maybe you are in a situation, and then it is so, for example, this coronavirus. So the circumstances changed, you could not keep any help, you could not go as often to the stores to fetch your things, or you couldn't order from outside anything to eat or any other stuff, or there was a lockdown and you couldn't go to school or college or anything. So circumstances are changing. Now, if you focus on why it has changed and how could it and why should it, then it doesn't affect the situation. It only creates an energy which bothers you. So, what you have to ask yourself is, okay, it is what it is now. What do I do to make the best of this? Yes, so, and once you start asking yourself the right question, but this will only happen if you are sitting on that seat of detached observer, because no sooner than you notice yourself, you find yourself in a very reactive state. That is, you are already thinking about things that are not in your control, and you are already messed up inside. So, if you always take care to make this distinction between your spiritual reality and the drama. So the drama is external, and the drama will constantly change. You cannot make it stay the way it is. So change is the only constant or permanent thing in life. So what you do is you sit on that seat where you understand that anything on the external is immaterial to your internal state, and then how you respond will determine how you stay within yourself, and your internal state depends not on the circumstances outside, but on your responses to them. So this is about the practice of being a sakshi drashta. In Hindi, this detached observer state is called a sakshi drashta, and this is a very good position to take internally or spiritually. Now, we were doing that picture and understanding that picture yesterday. So, we understood that we come at different times, and since you are sitting here until this chapter, it means that you probably came somewhere in the beginning. So only then can these things make sense to you, otherwise they won't. So when you come in the beginning, so in the beginning, I told you that there are 8 births in the golden age, 12 in the silver age, 21 in the iron age, and 42 in the 21 in the copper age and 42 in the iron age. Now, when we come in the beginning, then the world is a perfect place because we are in our perfect state. So the drama, the flow of the drama is very harmonious because we are in harmony within ourselves. And in order to reach that place, we are practicing how to stay harmonious within while there is disharmony outside. So when you start practicing how to be harmonious within when there is disharmony outside, then slowly you create harmony outside. So if you stop reacting to disharmony outside, that is, if you stop being disharmonious within because of disharmony outside, then you start creating harmony outside by creating harmony inside. So this is how it goes. So instead of living the life of a slave where we feel we are at the receiving end and we are only reacting to what is outside, we take the position of a creator. So the creator is not disturbed by what is outside. So if your servant is able to disturb your internal state, then he is no longer your servant, he has become your master. Yes, so you must understand this. So these 5 elements of nature and whatever is in the material dimension is not supposed to disturb us, and we have to take the position of a creator, a master. And then when we stay happy and peaceful and harmonious, come what may, then we create a state of world where everything is harmonious outside. And this effort in the confluence age is what Baba is making us make. Also, Baba is giving us the knowledge first. So, everything is created in the mind first. So, where was the so that is why, it is said, Brahma ne sankalp se srishti rachi. So the world was created with Brahma's thought, it is said. So what is Brahma's thought? So Shiv Baba comes from the soul world and introduces these ideas to Brahma Baba. And these ideas are very powerful ideas. And once you start delving into them, and once you start making them color your consciousness, your attitude, then they start manifesting in your actions. So these ideas of how to stay harmonious while everything is disharmonious outside, this is what Baba brings. And Baba says, you are a soul and it is your mind, your buddhi. You choose where to focus on. You choose what thoughts to create. And then when you position yourself in such a manner, then these thoughts create that stage. So, when you sit in meditation, what is meditation? You must understand this. So meditation is practicing these powerful ideas in your internal laboratory. So these are powerful truths that Shiv Baba brings with him from the soul world, and we practice them in meditation in our internal laboratory. So, you go to the gym, and what do you do there? You go to the gym, and then you try exercising your muscles on preset machines. So those machines move in a certain way, so there is nothing surprises you in the gym, right? So you know how this machine will work, and then you just operate that machine, and then you flex your muscle in a certain way. So sometimes you flex your hand muscles, sometimes the leg muscles, sometimes the back muscles. So you do this so that you are in a position where your body is flexible enough, and then during the day, if you have to bend or you have to jump or you have to do anything during the day which requires the use of your muscles, you are in a better position to use them, because you have not used them arbitrarily in the gym, but you have used them very consciously. So you have activated them in a very programmed and conscious fashion, so that when situations catch you by surprise, you are able to flex your body according to the situation. Similarly, what do you do in meditation? You sit and you try to keep that place or that position of peace and purity and happiness intact. And there are other attacks. So there is something cropping up from your memory, or there is something going on before your eyes, or there is something that your ears are hearing. So all of that, amidst all of that, so these are very controlled circumstances. You are not out in the world when you are meditating. You are in your position, you are sitting relaxed, and then there are certain sounds, certain sights, certain things that are coming from the memory track, certain stuff that is emerging in the mind. And then what you do is you use your knowledge that you are getting in this class to deal with those eruptions and maintain your place of stability and peace and purity. So when you do that and you maintain your stage of equanimity and your stage of stability, even when these other things are cropping up in the mind, then when you go out in the day and then some things are happening practically in front of you, then you will be able to stay in a stable state. There are greater chances that you will be able to stay in stability in the face of those circumstances. So meditation is not done just to quieten the mind for a 5 minutes. No, meditation is that process where you practice these spiritual laws and you apply these powerful points of knowledge, and you train your internal world to stay stable come what may. And when you have trained yourself in this manner, then when you go out and there are circumstances and you see something horrifying or something irritating, or something that gets onto your nerves, or something that is making you angry, then you are able to stabilize yourself because you are practicing that in meditation. So I told you in the beginning of these sessions that there are 4 subjects. There is Gyan, there is Yoga, there is Dharana, and there is Seva. So what we are understanding Gyan in this class, and then when you sit in silence, you apply this Gyan to create a stable state in silence. So you will have to apply this Gyan when you meditate. So if there is something coming up, let's say you sit in meditation and then a scene pops up in your head, and then that scene is that of somebody saying something unwanted to you, then you use gyan there. So you use your gyan that that person is coming from a place of his understanding, and we are all different according to our sanskars, and it's not I should not feel disturbed by what they are saying, because they are saying whatever is right according to their understanding. So when you use this piece of knowledge there, then you are able to deal with that thought and just let it pass. So just like, you if you so when you practice, so if there is a person who is practicing how to use his weapons, and that person has to go for a war, so how does that person practice using the weapons? So he takes on a weapon, and he just makes it, he uses and operates it in silence. So he simulates a situation where there is an onslaught, and then he tries to operate that weapon and defend himself or make himself safe. So you have to create a simulation inside yourself. And when you create these simulations and you practice these poses and you apply these points of knowledge, that I am a soul, I belong to God, or I am separate from the body, this is my mind, this is my buddhi, so, or these are the sanskars of other souls. When you apply these points of knowledge in silence, then you are able to create a stable state in silence. And if you are able to do that, there are greater chances that you will move to dharana. What is dharana? Dharana is application of spiritual knowledge in practical life. But if you do not apply spiritual knowledge to your internal laboratory, how will you apply it in practical life? Okay, so if there is a warrior and he doesn't practice his weapons in solitude, he will not be able to use them at the time of war. So you have to practice them in silence so that you can use them in practical life. And then when you are able to do this much, then you become an example for everyone, and that is called seva. So this is how you go about meditating. So meditation is not just about an experience of quiet, an experience of peace. It is that golden opportunity, that golden time when you practice these powerful weapons that Baba is giving you. So you have seen that in the pictures of deities, they are shown weapons, yes? So there are weapons of attack and weapons of defense that the deities are shown holding. So we also have weapons of attack and weapons of defense. So for example, if there is a situation and you want to attack that situation, which is if there is a challenge and you want to take that challenge by challenge. So if you want to crack an interview, or if you want to if you are in a situation which is daunting and you want to stay fearless in the face of it, then what you do is you emerge your powerful self in meditation. I am stronger and I am more powerful than any situation that I will ever encounter. And you practice this before going for that interview, or before engaging in that challenging situation. Then there are certain weapons of defense. For example, that every soul has their sanskar, and it is not happening to me. It is happening, but it is not happening to me. So these are the ways in which you use your internal weapons. And when you practice them in meditation, you will be in a better position to apply them when these challenges come up in real life. Okay. Can you please explain seva? Okay. So seva is when you are an embodiment of these points of knowledge, then people around you will pick these up from you. So, there are So it is said that ज्ञान मुख से दिया जाता है. So knowledge is given with the mouth. So I speak knowledge, right? But virtues are not given by speaking about them. Virtues are given to each other when you act from a virtuous position. So, if you ask your child to be disciplined, that child will not be disciplined because you ask them to be disciplined. There is a very beautiful saying that the father says, "Don't do as I do, do as I say." But the child does as he does, not as he says. So, because virtues cannot be given by talking about them. So, how do you give virtues to somebody? Virtues are given through actions. So, if you become an embodiment of discipline, if you become an embodiment of peace, if you stay loveful, come what may, then you automatically teach others around you to behave in a similar fashion. And if they behave otherwise, they themselves feel ashamed of their behavior. You become like a mirror in which they are able to see what they are doing. You don't have to speak about it. So if you conduct yourself based on virtues, then you become the donor of virtues just by being who you are. And then there is another thing which you can give to others, which is powers. And powers are given through drishti. So the way you look at somebody can give them power. So your drishti can give power to somebody. If you are a very fearless person and you give your drishti to somebody, they also get that energy of fearlessness. If you are a very quiet person, so you can take another person to that place of silence or that place of peace just by exchanging your drishti with them. So your drishti can pull somebody into a different stage of power. So these are the methods in which we do seva. So seva means you can serve through speaking knowledge, you can serve through being virtuous, you can serve through being powerful. Through your drishti, others will get power. And then there is another aspect of seva, which is supporting the seva sthans of Baba. So Baba has created these centers and there is a lot of seva taking place from these centers, and every member in the center is continuously engaged in seva. So if you can support the centers in any manner, mostly financially, because from this distance and on Zoom, you can't do any physical seva or anything, but on your personal level, you can always serve through knowledge, and you can donate virtues, you can donate powers. But then if you support the centers, then through the centers, there are lots of seva going on. And then you can also be a part of the blessings that those sevas are earning. So that is also one way to do seva. So there is seva which you can do individually, and there is seva that you can do by supporting the centers, mostly in a financial manner. So please give an example of detached observer. I just explained what detached observer is completely, right? So this is about Gyan, Yog, Dharana and Seva. Now, even about this supporting the center, let me tell you one thing. If you are not an embodiment of virtues, or you are not meditating, you will not feel the urge of being a part of this whole process of creation that God has initiated. So even when it is said that you support the centers, you can be a support to anybody only when you feel that you have gained something. So when you practice knowledge in meditation, when you apply knowledge in life, then you come to that place of power within where you feel like supporting Baba's work. So this is why Gyan Yog Dharana precedes Seva. So this is also there. So I was talking about this. So when we come to this golden age, to Satyug, we are in that place where everything outside is in harmony because we are in harmony inside. And 2500 years, there is harmony outside and harmony inside. So you and the drama are in complete harmony. So when you want it to rain, it rains. When you want it to when you want breeze, it breezes. When you want the five elements of matter to work in a certain way, they work according to you. Every soul is connected with you. You do not have to use many words to communicate what you want to communicate. You are at the same frequency. They get what you are thinking. So this is the stage which we are in. But how do we reach that stage? By creating that stage right now. So can you communicate with your thoughts with anybody? Yes, so do you know we are always doing that? We are communicating with our thoughts. So mostly our thoughts are negative. So when we are creating these negative, bitter thoughts about anybody, we are communicating it to them. That is why our relationships are growing so distant. So if you always and constantly had good wishes and good feelings, people would pick on that also. And then there will be no need to explain or no need to share too much about how you feel. They will get your feelings if your feelings are always pure. So mostly we are very confused inside, so we keep giving contradictory messages to people. So sometimes it is I love you a lot, and then sometimes it is I hate you like I hate no one on this earth. So there are these two contradictory messages going from us to each soul around us. That is the problem. And that is why everybody is confused about their status of relationship these days. So, if you ask anybody, are you sure you love them? This, I don't know. And are you sure they love you? I don't know. Because we are always sending these two contradictory messages to each other. But if you could just clean your heart and you could change your sanskars and you could maintain a consistency in the way you think and feel about each other. That is, if you could just maintain purity in your heart and intention when it comes to other souls, then you will come into a natural state of harmony with them, and then they will have faith. And even if you sometimes speak something else, that is, you say something bitter or you say something loud, they won't mind it because that harmony is established and that bond is strong. So there are I have seen people who tell me that Didi, there is this one member in the family, and that one member can say anything to anyone and they don't mind. And then it is me, and I say anything to anyone and it goes wrong. So I meant it well, I spoke it with good intention, and then it was taken wrongly, and I don't know why. It is always misinterpreted when I speak, and when other people are speaking, it is taken in very good spirit. So then you need to check how you think about people all the time. Because if they are getting your words wrong, it means that they are getting vibrations from you which are not the right kind always, and you are radiating who you are. So if you are in a place of harmony within, that is, you always have good feelings and good wishes inside for everyone and everything, then that gets communicated to each one around you. And in that state of harmony, even if you tell somebody that you need to change this, or I find this wrong about you, they don't take you wrong way, they take you the right way. So, Baba is saying that when you create a harmony between what you think, what you speak, how you act, and when you create harmony in your internal world, that is no negativity, only pure, positive, peaceful feelings, then you create this state of harmony outside, and then you end up in that world of harmony. Okay. Om Shanti. So today we talked about this harmony and this detached observer state, and then we will talk about other things tomorrow. Let's meditate. Before that, there is a question. When I meditate, I feel some tingling and vibrating sensation in the middle of the forehead, some kind of pressure. Is it normal? Yes, it is normal. If you are feeling that, that's okay, because the soul was staying asleep for so long. So now that it is waking up, there is some tingling sometimes, and that is okay. So, but it should not be a headache. It's kind of a vibration or a tingling, and that's okay. So when I went to the center first time, I experienced that. And then I came home and I said they did something to me, and it was all vibrating inside, and I don't know what happened. So then I got so confused, I didn't go for the next 3 days. And then Didi called me and said, why didn't you come? I said, no, there is something happening inside me when I go there. So she said, no, that would happen only 1-2 days, that's okay. So then I went again. So this is normal and this is okay. Okay, let's meditate. As I sit still, I become aware of this fortunate time when I am receiving the love of God. Shiv Baba, my supreme parent, is nurturing me with His knowledge, His love, His sustenance. I feel I am covered in His grace. I am soaked in His love. I had never imagined that God Himself would reach out to me, educate me, give me all the secrets of the universe, train me, empower me, love me so much. This is such a big accomplishment. This is such a big time for me. That in this feeling of fortune, I let go of everything I had been holding on to. I have no complaints, no grudges, no grievances. I found God Himself. I cannot hold to anything negative after finding God. What I had never imagined has happened. And now it would be very petty if I held on to these small little things, even in the face of this great fortune. Experience the flow of God's love in the form of white, soothing rays that are coming to you. And under this shower of love, let everything that is dark in the soul get washed away. I, the soul, am getting very clean and pure under this shower of Baba's love. I feel very light and healed and recharged in this moment. Just sit in this experience for some time.
Success will be achieved only when you have the qualification to mold yourself. If you cannot mold yourself, you will not be able to reach the stage of golden age. As per the time and circumstances, accordingly, our dharana has to be molded in order to show them. The ones who get molded are real gold. If one does not get molded, then it's not real gold. As you saw the speciality of the Sakar Baba, as was the time, as was the person, such was his nature. So, this qualification is always needed to be an embodiment of success.
ये दिल हर पल गाता रहता एहसान तुम्हारा ओ बाबा।
ये दिल हर पल गाता रहता एहसान तुम्हारा ओ बाबा। बदली हमारी किस्मत पाके प्यार तुम्हारा ओ बाबा।
बदली हमारी किस्मत पाके प्यार तुम्हारा ओ बाबा।
प्यार तुम्हारा ओ बाबा, प्यार तुम्हारा ओ बाबा।
हम खुश नसीब हैं बाबा, तेरे स्नेह से पल रहे हैं। दामन में भर के खुशियाँ फूलों सा खिल रहे हैं, फूलों सा खिल रहे हैं।
ये आंखें करती रहती बस दीदार तुम्हारा ओ बाबा। ये दिल हर पल गाता रहता एहसान तुम्हारा ओ बाबा। मिलता असीम सुख मन को बस तेरी ही यादों में। दिल और नहीं कुछ चाहे आकर तेरी बाहों में, आकर तेरी बाहों में।
अब तो तुझ पर बलिहार है जीवन ये सारा ओ बाबा। ये दिल हर पल ऐसा